I feel like DeAndre is like our perfect guest because how long have we been looking for someone else who loves Star Wars and Harry Potter and everything,
That's
man?
my shit.
And that's our shit. And we've been looking for like, who
we can
else
never
fits in
find
our
a
world?
combination of somebody that likes both. Like it's always a Star Wars fan or a Harry Potter fan. Nobody that likes both. Like, we both
like we do.
At first I thought I was a weirdo, but then I was like, you know what? I'm cool with it. Like I'm rolling. Like I read all the books and then watched the movies. So I did like I read a book, watched the movie, read it all the way down the line. And I'm hooked. Now. It's cool. I love it.
Hey, have either of you guys seen the Broadway show that they have with
the
it?
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
The Cursed
I
Child.
have.
You have? Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
How is
8
it?
hours.
Yeah, it's like
And I could have stopped for another 8 hours.
I heard it's amazing
It
if you're
was
a fan.
unbelievable.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the magic on stage was so dope. Man.
I gotta see it.
It was sick.
I gotta see it.
It's a full day though.
8 hours?
It's, you go for 4 hours in the morning, and then you have a break.
They
and
feed
then
you
come
lunch?
Back.
This is
No,
nice.
you gotta go. You gotta go.
Shit. like an adult day camp. Where you get lunch and all that. Damn.
An adult Harry Potter daycare? Yeah.
I'm going full costume when I go though, for sure.
What? Right?
This is how C is. He's
No,
like
I go
he's
full
dressing up.
fucking cloak and everything when I go.
You got to go full costume. I'm going. You got to go big. You can't go in there just. Nah, I'm going full Hogwarts school. No fucking around. I'm going all the way.
Have you been to in Universal?
I want to go to the one in Orlando. I heard the one in Orlando is better than the one in LA.
LA,
So
The one in
Yeah.
Orlando is dope, and they got a new ride, Haggard's motorcade
really?
ride. Yeah, they just got a new
That
ride.
sounds solid.
Yeah, it's dope.
I gotta go. Did they do like the guide for that too at Universal? Do they do the same
They'll
thing
do a
at
guide.
Disney? They
Yeah,
do.
They'll do a guide.
See,
yeah.
I want to just. This is all I want out of this podcast is for me and you to do one of these trips where we get a guide for both and just
like,
crush
let
it.
me know
Yeah.
when you want to go. I gotta take the girls in May.
Really?
For dance, I gotta go to Orlando for 4 days in May.
Okay,
Come down. We'll get the guide.
All right, perfect. That's what I want. Because also, did you see? Have you? Because you're Star Wars too, right? Have you seen? Have you been on Rise of the Resistance yet?
I haven't.
I haven't. Brooke Lopez was telling me the other day. He said it's the best Star Wars thing he's ever experienced. Movie, show, anything.
Wow.
Have you done Rise of the
haven't,
Resistance
man.
yet?
Yeah.
He said it's unbelievable.
like that, huh?
Yeah,
That's solid.
Which you guys play at Orlando end of March, and Brooke was like, "Oh, I'll set up the guide for you guys or whatever."
doing that
but
game?
I'm doing that game. Yeah, man.
What's that
But-
date? I might come
We
down.
ready- I was about to say, we ready to get in.
Yeah,
We need to
exactly.
play fly in 2 nights early for that one.
Tell Kenny you'll be back for tip.
Yeah.
You know? All right. If you like when you're watching Harry Potter? Are you like? Is this like something like you're doing on a regular basis? Like you know what? Like comfort food movie type deal. Like when you're alone, need to go to sleep. Like how do you enjoy Harry Potter? You do it as a marathon?
Ooh. Well, when I first did them, I read the books. I read one book, watched one movie, and did it like that. But then when I watched them, I was locked in. Like phone, do not disturb, popcorn with jalapenos in it. Big blanket on top, lights low, volume all the way up. Like I gotta be really locked in, man. Like volume all the way up to where the point neighbors are kind of like, "Hey, you mind turning that down?" Like, nah, I'm watching Goblet of Fire. I gotta be locked into this. So, I full experience for me though, for sure. Yeah,
I'm like that with movies too. Like I don't like it bothers me if I'm really into a movie and someone's there like checking their phone constantly and they're not
none
in
of that.
it. Yeah.
Don't talk.
Right.
What they just say?
Yeah.
No, God, come on, bro.
I
Like,
cussed my son out in the last Star Wars. Don't fucking ask me no questions. No, movie,
because
man.
then I'm gonna miss something. Like what? What?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, and I'm like, what? What happened?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Damn, I can't rewind this shit. Like that's frustrating. Man.
I
So
know.
I'm locked
Lil C, I
in.
cussed Lil C out. Like, you know not to ask me fucking questions during the movie.
No, like you gotta wait. Like I've been in a Star Wars. My dad and I will usually go to Star Wars together, and he's gotten really into them too. And like he all of a sudden like is getting like a bunch of vibrations or whatever. And he just like checks his phone like just to like turn on. I'm like, no, you can't even. I don't want to see that light. Like nothing.
No.
Like I have to be totally immersed in the experience.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll put my hands up at the side of my head when I'm watching a
put
movie.
the
Yeah,
hood- put the hood
yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah, I
the
don't
hood
want
like this.
no peripheral vision
man.
whatsoever, man.
You want any candy? No, shh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
How have you enjoyed New York so far and
I
being
love
here?
it. I love it, man. I love it. I was a West Coast guy. I'm still a West Coast guy. I mean, I was there for a decade.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to the cold, but this city is awesome. Like shit. You play for a New York team and you guys are successful. It's big. The city loves you. You're a king. You know. So for me, just taking in that love from the city the criticism too, like because the fans here are very, very harsh, but they know what they're talking about. For the
I feel
most
like
part.
they hold you to a standard.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying. Like you can't get a place. You
got to work your ass off. Like they exactly. They know like, nah, he bullshitting, or this person is lazy, and they know it. You know, and I got to experience that a little bit for the 2 months that I played for the Knicks last year, so I got to see it. And then now for the 50 or so games that I played, almost a full season, it's been the same, man. And just the tradition and the history and the energy of the city is big, and I love it.
Yeah, and y'all about to take over the city too.
I know. Once we get healthy, man. Once we get 100% healthy and get everybody on board and start gelling again, like as a full team, I think we gonna be solid.
What has it been like? Like, what's Kevin's presence been like? Because obviously he's the big. I mean, Kyrie's missed a lot of time this year too, but Kevin's the big piece everybody's waiting on, you know, and has been waiting on. What's his like involvement been like throughout the year with you guys?
He's extremely involved, man. He's not like away, just kind of sulking, and he's preparing. He's getting ready, man. And you know, he's obviously won 2 rings, so I feel like for us, we got to catch up to where he is as far as you know, that mental aspect of, you know, I know what it takes to win a championship. And so does Kyrie, but like you said, he's been out for some time this season, on and off. But those guys know how much it takes to get to that pinnacle, and that's what we all want to get to. So I think for those 2 guys there, especially Kevin, he's been involved with the team, and from his vantage point, is telling us things that he sees on the court, correcting guys, and just talking, just being around. Their presence alone is huge for us.
Man, I saw a clip of him going full speed the other day, and but like,
I'm getting excited, DeAndre.
But I think people forget when you don't see somebody play for a long time, like you forget how good he is. You know what I'm saying?
6'10", 6'11", doing the shit that he does is crazy. So when I'm out, we out there sitting and watching them work out, I'm like, damn. I'm sitting there, we're in amazement. Like Wilson Chandler was talking the other day, he was like, man, that shit is unfair, man. Like he just like, he making these shots, and we've been working all year to make, you know what I'm saying? So he's just a freak, man, and I don't even think he realizes that, you know, the energy that he gets from, or we get from seeing him working. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be even more once we're, you know, a full-on practice with him. And then this summer when we're all working out together in games, and it's going to be huge, man. So we're just really want him to be 120%. And then and same with Kai.
Yeah.
Now, you know, on R2C2, not only can you curse, but we like to be totally honest storytellers. So when did you really think this is where we're going to be? Us 3, we're going to go to Brooklyn. I feel like, I know you've talked about like that late night call, but I'm guessing you had to conceptualize it earlier than that. So when did you start to think like, all right, there's a very good chance this will happen here?
Man, well, we had been talking about it for a few years. We just didn't know where we could all fit, but we knew we wanted to play together at some point. Went through a ton of different scenarios, and we all are very opinionated on things. So, you know, and I'm probably the most outspoken one. Like, and I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking with that. You know? Like, you know, this is it. You know, we should like. But I think the cool thing was we were able to actually sit down and have different conversations at different parts of the years that we talked, and talk about pros and cons, and really like think about things and for years to come, and other players and organizations, and like the whole, not just, okay, we go to the Nets and then that's it. We're not gonna think about nothing else. Like you look at the roster, you look at the coaching, you look at the organization. You know, some people look down the line, free agent, all types of stuff, and you know, just to have those guys, their support, and you know, us putting together something that we chose to do. Not like, okay, well, you know, the team and the organization, we're going to sign this guy, and then that's it. You know, but for players to come together and do something, it's kind of like empowering at a stand too, because it's like, man, if we do what we're supposed to do and remain healthy and have the, you know, chance to win a championship, then you look back at it like, damn, like we did it our way.
We put this together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so then you appreciate it more, I feel like. And I haven't reached that pinnacle yet, but, you know, winning a gold medal with those guys in 2016 was something that was fun and something that I wanted to experience again. So.
But that's a credit to the Nets that, like, they planned this all out, and you're looking at the organization and everything that we've been saying, like they building the right culture and everything, and to attract 3 free agents like that.
Yeah.
It's just a credit to what the Nets are doing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, man.
As opposed to like, you know what I mean, looking at other organizations, if this was a 3 or 4 year process, then, you got to give credit to Brooklyn for being able to put something together to have these guys land here.
I agree, man. I mean, I've been around the organization for more than a decade, and I've seen, with Sean, the way the culture changed. And you could speak to it more directly, obviously, than I can. But, like, to me, it feels like just even knowing, like, all right, if we need a piece, if we're looking at our roster at some point during this journey and it's like, you know what? Like, we're clearly missing X, Y, and Z. I have faith that these people know how to get it done.
Right.
Yeah. Like that kind of thing.
I mean, Sean comes from a championship organization, so he's
Yeah.
seen the Spurs go through, different ups and downs and pieces and, having your cornerstone guys and then kind of building off of those guys.
Yeah.
So I think that he has a mindset for that. And like you said, like he's able to, you've seen this culture change here and how they want to get better as a unit from top to bottom, staff included.
Yeah.
So when you think about that and you think about people who say it's a world-class organization, and you may not be a world-class organization now, but the steps and the building blocks that you're doing is ultimately going to get you there. And to get, 2 future Hall of Famers like the guys that we have that's huge for our organization, man, just to be able to build off of that.
We talk about all the time, like practice facility, know, and how great it is. You got to, Jared.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, because it's gorgeous here.
It's
like,
nice.
Does it make a difference for like when you're planning your life? And does it make a difference that if you're going to the Knicks, you got to go all the way to Westchester? Because Jared Dudley has been on the record saying it does make a difference.
That's a hike.
That shit is far.
It's a hike.
You dealt with it last
it's
year,
for
man.
practice.
Yeah, man.
Fuck that.
Cece be like,
hike.
no, I got to no
I'm not
practice.
going to my contract. BP in fucking Newark somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't make no sense.
It's
my
a hike.
gosh.
It's
Yeah.
a hike. The rent must be cheap out there. It's a hike, man. There will be times I would go to practice and I'd be like, shit, I know I can get like a good 40-minute nap in. So I'm stretched out. I'm like, yo, just wake me up when we get like 5 minutes away, because I knew for sure. And then once it started snowing, it was like an hour.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a journey, to say the least. But the practice site right here in Brooklyn, you got everything that you need here. So there's times we come here and it's like we at school. We get here like at 9 and then we ended up, I look up and I'm like, damn, like it's already 3 o'clock. I ain't left yet. But you don't even think about it like that because you have everything you need here. You got your weights, you got the pool, you got your PT staff, gym, food, whatever you need. And you don't need to leave. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't feel like you're trapped here at the same time. And then also, like, you look outside and you see Manhattan right there, and then you're in Brooklyn. You know? So it's not like, damn, I'm here. It's 3 o'clock. It's gonna take me an hour to get home. But you're not thinking about that.
You got to plan your whole day.
Exactly.
Like,
and no disrespect to the Knicks, but like
day.
this is way easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a simpler commute to work.
When we walked through here 2 years ago, I was like, bro, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what teams need to build.
Yeah.
Everything here where you don't feel trapped, but it's got everything for you.
Right.
From pedicures to food to pool
exactly.
to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, this is like the new wave. Like, this is the future. Like,
well, this is something you always talk about, too, in regard to the Yankees, right? Like how guys come from other organizations, go to you, and are like, oh, wait, this is a different level experience, And I don't know, it just feels like to me that word gets around then, right? Like where it's like even like the families, the girlfriends, the wives being treated first class, right? Like all that stuff seems to then get around and like makes your organization have more allure.
That's even like Dallas. Like we don't like baseball players. We heard like Cuban takes care of his players. Like we don't know nothing about that, but
you heard it.
Yeah, we heard it. And he's about to buy the Cubs. Everybody's like, man, if we buy the Cubs, I want to go play for the Cubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that word does get around. You know what I mean?
I remember during free agency last year, Jed Dudley was obviously free, and he was, I'm thinking about the Lakers or coming back to Brooklyn. And he's like, but y'all should go to Brooklyn. I'm like, well, why? You know? And he's like, man, the staff, the medical staff is great. They're gonna be great with KD. Talking about the world-class organization, this and that. The practice site, New York, shit's too far. You know how it is. So he, it was cool to see that, and then especially for a guy that ended up going to a different team, for him not to down talk a team that he left. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that, he could have been like, nah, it's whack over there. Or,
Even if it was a good experience because they let him go, he could have been like, nah,
he could have nah, I'm not. You know, I'm really throw salt on that. I'm salty about it. So nobody should go there. But he was real honest about it, and you know, for a player like that to not have any ego with the situation, but just was real genuine and honest about the experience that he had here was cool.
You know, this triggered a different thought, but just while we're on kind of the like KD, Kyrie dynamic, you have a sort of universally affable personality, and I think you do, man. I mean, DeAndre does this thing. He'll throw when he goes in and he does his feet on the tape. He takes the tape and he'll crumple it in a ball and throw it to Sarah Kustok or analysts, like all different ways trying to fake her out. It's like it's fun, but it's like some levity. I gotta make sure that they locked in, man. Yeah, exactly. It's really funny, and like Sarah's trying to catch it as she's broadcasting. It's good, but like, and I think universally you're a well-liked guy. Your teammates who I've had nothing but pleasant experiences with, but KD and Kyrie take a lot of stuff from the general media about like their personalities, you know, whether or not they're, you know, what was the trigger word before? Moody or mercurial or whatever. How do you feel as their good friend when you see the way people are constantly sort of like judging their personalities?
I mean, I think it is what it is. People just want to say shit just to have something to talk about, you know, a topic to talk about. Same thing with a lot of different players. If somebody's, you know, if they show too much emotion, then they're moody. But if they don't show anything, it's kind of like, oh, he don't even care about the game. Yeah. So it's like, well, damn, I can't find a medium to. I can't make you guys happy. So at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna make myself happy, and my teammates know what type of teammate I am. So I think for them, it's kind of like I can't make the millions of people outside feel a certain type of way about me, but I know I can make, or I know that the 14 guys on my team know me. You know,
I think the two of them are so fucking smart.
Yeah,
it
man,
pisses
like
people off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like their basketball IQ is just way too high for people.
Yeah, not even basketball IQ, just like life shit.
Yeah, so if you say some stupid shit on Twitter, KD's gonna fire back. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I think that gets under people's skin more so than anything because they make sense a lot of times when they're talking, so you don't have no fucking argument. You know what I'm saying?
I love that about KD on Twitter. I love that he kind of just like took ownership of it. He's like, yeah, I'm going at you. Like, so what?
Yeah.
I love the fact that he can do it without cussing because I go from 0 to fuck everybody.
And then next thing you know, it's like, hey,
and then it's like, oh,
about to call you.
Ashman's calling me. Everybody's calling me. I got no job. So
Like, and then you're like, oh no, this actually did become a problem. This is why CeCe doesn't go on Twitter.
I don't have Twitter on my phone.
For real,
bro. I'll be on there all day.
That's how my mom is, man. She
go back at people.
And I'm like, Mom, like, why you even? She's like, they're not gonna talk about my baby. And I'm like, God damn. I'm like, Mom, leave it alone. Like, that's gonna make their day. You saying some shit to them, like, leave it alone. You know?
Oh, that's funny.
I don't even write comments on Instagram. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, let me erase that.
Yeah,
because I'm like, man, I will go.
Because people say crazy shit, and then when you say something back, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And he's crazy.
Yeah,
you know what? I don't give a fuck. I am crazy. You know what I'm saying? My friends know that.
You wanted this. You wanted me to say something. You wanted a reaction out of me, but the reaction that you got was not like the guy that you see on TV.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I know you've been starting like with the public account now. You've been getting a little more dangerous with it, man. You've been
that Altuve shit pissed me off. That's why.
Speaking of, you know, we're with an Astros fan right now. I was at a game. What game of the ALCS were we at? I was at when you went with Joe. Five.
Yeah,
No, 4, because the Astros won. Game 4.
Yep.
And DeAndre's sitting in front of us or whatever, and he's wearing the Astros
killing
hat.
They
were killing him, man.
My boys was like, yo, I was like, I gotta go to the game.
Yeah, you gotta rep your squad.
I went in, what was it, 17 they won?
Yeah.
I went 17 in LA, game 6.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I hope they win now, because we had a game on Sunday. They ended up winning game 7, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, you know, the Dodger fans like, come on, DJ, fuck, you're LA. And I was like, bro, I'm from Houston, but I love LA, you know what I'm saying? So then here, Joe was like, hey, man, I don't know if you want to wear your Astro shit. And I was like, what you mean? Like, and they were like, it get kind of dicey out there. And I'm like, bro, I say, man, they gonna show me love. Like, we playing for a New York team. And I got in there like, DeAndre, what's up, man? wrong fucking hat. And I was like, oh damn, like all right, here it goes. So during the game, it was a lot of banter. It was a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Some people they weren't fucking around. but it was fun. I had never been to Yankee Stadium.
Oh, nice,
it
man.
was amazing experience for me, man.
I saw like, and then all of a sudden, like by the end, people are all like trying to get DeAndre in selfies and everything like that.
It was cool, and
Yeah.
then the game kind of got out of hand, in a good way for me.
Yeah.
But that's why I was like, I gotta probably get up.
Yeah, exactly. It's time for you to go.
Get up out of here in a minute. Yeah,
you know what's funny is there was some like Astros fans who were stirring it up next to me, and and they're not 7 foot, and I'm telling them as the score.
And they probably ain't got escorts walking about.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, JoJo Astros. And I was like, you should probably chill.
I went up to some at the end. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, you want to get out of here now. Like your team's not losing this game, and like you give these people a couple more innings of being upset about this score and drinking. Like you don't want that.
That's why I was like, I probably got to get up out of here. Like, I'm gonna leave when everybody's kind of like.
Hey, it was hard for me not to put nothing after that AJ Hinch interview. I had to bite my thumbs off.
Oh my god!
After watching that bullshit ass interview,
that was like that
was trash.
It felt to me like it was about him setting up getting back into baseball.
He shouldn't be managing again. I'm sorry.
You think he does?
He shouldn't. How could he manage again? He can't tell a young team not to cheat. And when he was with the Diamondbacks, the veterans didn't like him. So then who likes him? Yeah. So how you going to hire this guy as a manager again? And that's exactly what he was doing. He never took ownership of it. He still blamed it on Carlos. If he would said, yes, this was all my fault, 1,000%. I knew exactly what was going on because he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just
are other teams doing that though? But not to that extent. But like,
not to that extent. But yeah, it goes on. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, like,
not to literally cheat, literally cheat. They literally cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just a different thing. And he never really said, "Oh yeah, these are my players." I mean, I said it. You know what I'm saying? Like he just went off with a report.
So do players get punished for that too? Like, or
I don't think you can punish the players.
I'm saying as a former player, do you think? What do you think? Like, they should be punished for that, or is it just like some management shit?
Because then how you gonna punish Jake Marisnick? He plays for the Mets. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna punish all these different players?
That's what I'm saying. But other managers, they got in trouble for that shit after they left, right? So
yeah,
I just feel like
they did.
I mean, I'm not saying that players should be punished. I'm just saying like how do as a league they view that as like, okay, well shit, this guy was over there, so. Boom, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's just crazy. Tough. I think you just have to penalize the organization, you know what I'm saying, and do exactly what they did. Yeah. But I think he should have been suspended for way more than longer than a year.
Yeah.
And he definitely shouldn't be managing in 2021. Because how can he stop? I mean, he literally couldn't stop his team from cheating.
I'm about to say, they're going to think like, oh, shit, they won the game. Like, oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
That's a tough
part. So anytime he win again, they're going to be like, oh.
And even if he didn't have control of the clubhouse, you play for guys that you didn't like. If your manager or your coach didn't like something, even if you didn't like him, you would stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to stop.
Yeah.
He's the manager. He's the coach. So I'm not buying that shit.
That was interesting to me because on our group chat, which is very lively, DeAndre.
I love it. I love it.
It's terrific. But C made this point the other day. He said, look, I'm telling you right now, no matter who that dude is, no matter what kind of respect you have for him, because they're your manager, if they tell you to stop, you stop.
Yeah.
So you can't kind of act like, well, it wasn't my thing. And it's like, well, but, if you told them to stop, they're going to stop.
Right.
No matter what. Now, he always I think the thing that hurt him, because I always took him as a super smart baseball guy and great for that group. Maybe now for different reasons than we originally thought. But like the thing with him though is I don't think it helps him that he was kind of smug about like the cheating, about the sign stealing stuff when he was asked about it before.
The buzzer question.
He didn't answer the buzzer.
Weird. It's just a weird interview.
That was my takeaway from that interview. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah. He at one point he was asked by Tom Verducci about like, well, what about the buzzers? That
I'm sweating about it, and I'm only a fan. So I'm over here like shit.
What did my team do?
I just hope Carlos
and the guys.
I hope Carlos and Alex get a chance to speak too.
Yeah,
because I feel like they taking a lot of this blame, and I feel like it's bullshit. I feel like it was all of them.
You're talking about
only not even a week with the Mets, right?
With the Mets, yeah.
I saw like, damn. That's why I'm like, damn. I feel bad for dude.
That's why I mean, and that's
one
of my best
Beltran
friends.
and Cora, not Correa and Bregman.
Yo, he bit his tongue right there.
I just wanted to clarify that when we talk about Carlos and Alex.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, speaking of like social media stuff, I mean, you were involved in the greatest like social media situation in the history of sports, man.
Yeah.
The great, what do we call it? The Emoji War of 2015.
I needed a lot of wine that night.
Oh my gosh, man! Yeah,
That's crazy.
I'm a fan of the vino myself, so I
Man.
understand. What like when you like once and for all, like what were actually transpired that night?
Well, they didn't kidnap me.
They didn't.
know. It was my house. Like, it was my crib. Like, but it was very eventful, man.
So how does it how does it start? Like what? How did you start? You started having some doubts about going to Dallas.
I had talked to one of my coaches.
Yeah.
Former coaches, and then it's like, man, we could still do it here. And I'm like, man, I told these people I'm coming. Like I can't
Renege.
I can't not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, we protect you, man, but feel like you should stay. And I'm like, man, shit. So don't worry, I'll call you back in an hour. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, so then one of my teammates called me and he like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm chilling. I'm in Houston. What's going on? He goes, I got a flight to LA. They said I'm coming out there, and I'm like, oh shit. So I called my mom. I was like, hey, what's going on? What you doing? And she goes, what you want? Like, and I'm like, no, she said, because you don't call me. Like, what's going on? Yeah. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking about revisiting this Clippers thing. And she said, oh shit, DeAndre. And I'm like, no, for what you think? And she goes, them people in Dallas go kill you. And I was like, oh shit, man. So then all my teammates ended up coming down. One of my best friends, who was the equipment manager for the Clippers, he called me. He's in summer league in Vegas. No, I think in Orlando at this time. They had switched, and he's like, hey man, what the fuck is happening right now? And I'm like, what you mean? What's going on? He goes, I don't know, man. I'm flying all the way to Houston tomorrow. Your ass better be coming back. And I'm like, all right. So they get there. We had this long conversation. Well, actually, not even a long conversation, man. Like, we just all hashed some shit out, and then we did it. And JJ Redick, who was living in Austin, drove down, and like 30 minutes in, he goes, hey, so can I go home now? Can I drive back? And I'm like, what you mean? He goes, I mean, this is done. You're gonna sign back? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, because I really like to see my kids. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, so then JJ's driving back from Houston to Austin, gets lost because he's following the emoji shit on Twitter as he's driving, which probably is a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's following this thing, and he ends up like in San Antonio somewhere. From following the battle, missed his exit, and he's just laughing. And he looked up, he's like, "Oh shit, where am I?" He's damn near in San Antonio.
Oh my
so he had
God.
to turn back around and then go back to Austin. And so, yeah,
That is.
yeah, it was pretty.
I always tell you,
pretty
free
hectic.
agency's hard, man.
Yeah,
That
man.
shit
Even
is
C always says it's so hard.
I'm telling you.
Because like I was 19 when I got drafted there. I was a kid there. I grew up, and it was just, and I really felt like we had some unfinished business to do. Like, and obviously we didn't make it to where we wanted to make it to, but those guys were my brothers, and I was like, man, I gotta stay. You know what I'm saying? But then I felt like shit afterwards too. Like, because me, I'm real big emotional guy. Like I don't think I have anybody who don't like me. You know what I'm saying? So for it to go like that to this one city, and I'm a Cowboys fan too.
Oh no.
Yeah. So then it's just like, we fucking hate you. We hope you die. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You're a horrible person. So I'm at this point, I'm probably like, I think I'm like 26. So I'm really looking at Twitter.
You
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking and I'm like, damn, like, am I a bad person? Like, am I fucked up? Like, so then I'm like, fuck. And then we go to Dallas. The first game we play them, front page of the paper. They got my face on there with devil horns coming out.
Oh man,
it was crazy.
Whoa.
So my brothers, I sent it to my brothers, and they were like, "Yo, we on the way." They was like, "We on the way." My brothers like, "We coming to the room," and I'm like, "Bro, it's cool. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen." But my brothers, they was ready for some action. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, "No, we good." He's like, "No, we sitting right behind the bench, so if anything pop off," and I'm like, "Bro,
oh my
it's good.
gosh,
Like nothing's gonna happen on the court." You know.
You know, that's like, it's such a tough thing, right? Because on one hand, yeah, you made a decision and it's disrupting all these people, and you feel bad because you feel like you're going back on your word.
But
on
it's
the
the
other
best
hand,
decision for me.
Exactly.
It's all about you.
But then when the organization cuts a guy,
Or
trades a
trades
guy,
you.
then it's like, oh, we made the best decision
You know
for
what?
our franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is fine, but then when a
Yes.
player does it, they're not loyal. They're assholes. They're, you know what I'm saying?
It's also like, is it really a good thing for them if you're going to be there and you don't really want to be there? It's
Right.
not. It's
Yeah.
not. Like, it's
It didn't inconvenience anybody. He never played there.
well,
He never went
it might have
there.
inconvenienced them, but it's still the right thing to do if you don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
is what it is.
yeah,
For me, I'm like, man, I can't go. You know. Then it was like, then when they was like, oh, you want to come? I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like, my agent was like, hey, Dallas wants you. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, come on, like, for real, give me the teams, for real. So he's like, I swear, Dallas. And I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, that sounds like
you talk about before last season?
That sounds like some bullshit.
Yeah.
That sounds like some shit. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll agree to this deal. And they be like, you know what? Nah. We cool.
Then they're going to renege on you.
Right when I'm like, I'm about to sign, they're like, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my gosh. What about, we've had Cuban on the pod.
Yeah.
Any good Cuban stories just from being around him, either in the pursuit initially or the couple months you were in Dallas?
He locked in, man.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
Yeah.
Like, Steve Ballmer is the owner of the Clippers franchise, so I got to see him, and he's real riled up at all times, you know. And Mark is the same way. Like, they love their teams. They want to win.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to have a owner of a franchise like that, because then they sit courtside, right by the bench, so you hear everything that they're saying. And for the most part, they're right. You know what I'm saying about things that are going on in the game, and they're just, Mark then got texts and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like when you see that, you're like, God damn, Mark. Like, but then you also think, like, I like that fiery competitiveness that he has. And he really cares about the game. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like some billionaire, I'm gonna just buy this team and use it like some people draft fantasy, you know, playing on Yahoo or whatever. Like,
right.
This is they're really invested in that, obviously for more reasons than not. But their knowledge of the game is cool. So it's fun to have guys like that around.
You know what's funny? This year I noticed when I'm doing these Dallas games that Cuban's like, he's out on the floor with the huddle every time. And I'm like,
he was giving high fives and shit.
I'm like, whoa, he's taking it to a new level, man.
You go on a run, he'll come out and give you a chest bump.
Right.
MJ be doing that shit too, though.
That's true.
MJ be doing that shit too. MJ be out there, he be getting up off the bench. And shit.
They locked in,
Oh
man.
my gosh, man. Speaking of MJ, like, one of the coolest things I think we talk about, and C always says, is like being a Jordan Brand guy, that he's like got MJ on the text, you know, like, even like you talk about to this day when he texts you,
it's
still
like,
weird to me.
Yeah, like, yo, that's MJ.
It gotta be crazy.
Like,
it gotta be surreal.
Right, like that's
every time I always just like send it to somebody like, look, this motherfucker just
like, that's MJ. Yo, that's
Hell
MJ.
yeah, man.
You were in LA a long time as a star. What's like, do you have any in your life, like, celebrity interactions that really stand out where you're like, damn, like, I got to meet this person, or like, that was crazy, like, any ones that really were like, or where you felt like even more geeked up than you wanted to because you were like getting to meet someone?
Man, there's so many damn stars that came to the game.
Yeah.
Man. So many. I just think maybe for me, shit, that's tough.
Or even like an unexpected night out. I mean, you don't have to go into too many details, but
Ruocco want the whole fucking
I do. Hey, it's R2C2, baby. This isn't like Nightline. This is R2C2.
Man, that's tough. I think honestly, man, it probably was like a basketball player.
Yeah.
You know, for me, Dirk was one of my favorite players coming up.
Okay.
So my rookie year, I didn't play at all. You know, I will play like maybe 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So I'm, in the weight room, getting my cardio on like usual. And Dirk walked in, and I tell the strength coach, I'm like, oh shit. You know, like in high school, I wore 41. You know,
Wow.
I'm like, damn, look at this Dirk. You know, I'm doing that, and he like, yeah, I see. Get your ass on the treadmill. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, what? Like, I'm looking at this dude, like, damn, this dude. I would looked up to this guy in high school, like, but we in the same weight room. But my strength coach is like, he didn't give a damn. He's like, get your ass on the cardio. We about to knock this out. So I think for me, like, that was probably one of my biggest moments. And then playing against Shaq, like, that shit was just crazy.
Yeah,
bro. Every time I meet Shaq, I mean, I feel like I meet him every time, and I've been around him a bunch. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
like I'm such a fan. Like all I do is just start laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like take a picture.
So where they be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Weird motherfucker. He gotta think I'm the weirdest motherfucker ever. I word to him. I just always like laugh and like take a picture.
Yeah.
You know what cracks me up too? When you take a picture with him, you look so small.
Man,
like
man.
No matter how big you are, unless you yow, you look small.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
He is such an enormous human being.
Yeah.
Like we all know that, but it's different. Like
It's
in
different
person,
when you
right?
walk up on him. Though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It is just like he is a different size human being. Did you end up saying anything to Dirk when you were in the weight room with him there?
Nothing.
Do you remember? When was the first? Do you remember the first time you actually like said like, "Hey, man"? Like,
when I was guarding him, like he did a pump fake, I jumped, of course, try to block it, foul. He said, "You gotta stay down, young fella," and I was like, okay, got it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then like going to like being able to be his peer now, like that's got to be dope.
And then
you know what I'm
obviously,
saying?
you know, last year we were teammates, so that shit was cool for me, man. And just to be able to see like Hall of Fame guys like that you looked up to and actually had a chance to play against and then with in that situation, it's cool. It makes you appreciate the game a lot more.
I'll tell you what, DeAndre's got some Brett Gardner storytelling abilities,
Right?
doesn't it? Yeah, man. Like we always talk about Gardy is like this great storyteller, man. You got that in you, DeAndre. We appreciate that.
I think
man.
it's from all the Harry Potter and Star Wars.
I think it is, man. I think it is. Yeah, so let me ask you about another big moment because this is kind of fun going through the career. Did you listen to the 30? Did either of you guys listen to the 30 for 30 podcast on Donald Sterling and that whole deal?
Oh no.
I know that's close. That was close.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
listen
crazy.
to it
No,
or no?
nah.
It was really interesting.
I saw different little clippets, snippets from it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's a great quick listen, and obviously it's going to be a different experience for you having lived it. But like obviously in late April of 2014, after the Sterling stuff comes out, you guys are in that first round series with the Warriors. Like what do you still remember about like that time and like having to debate playing or not playing?
Oh, we didn't want to play.
Yeah,
yeah, and I knew that we were somewhat right about it because JJ Redick didn't want to play, and I'm like, okay. I know I'm not tripping because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
JJ was like, I'm whatever you guys want to do, I'm with it. You know, I don't stand for that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, okay. Like that's why to this day I'm like, that's my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he could have easily been like, it doesn't affect me, so why should I? You know?
Yeah.
So I think that was big. But we found out, I think this is before maybe game 6 maybe, or we were in Golden State when we found out, and the night before they came out, they were like, hey, there's gonna be some things tomorrow that come out. Sterling said some stuff, and I'm like, nah, he always says crazy shit, like it's probably nothing super wild. And then the next morning before the breakfast meeting, we heard it, and we got a team group chat, so somebody sent it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I'm started to like. I'm frustrated because I'm like, what? Don't bring them to your games. What you mean? Like,
yeah.
What you talking about? Like,
yeah.
We are the game.
Yeah, right.
So that definitely rubbed a lot of us the wrong way.
Yeah.
So we definitely didn't want to go out there and play. And then we talked about it as a team, and I remember Doc. He could see it in my face. He was like, DJ, what's wrong? And I'm like, man, I don't want to play. I think that's bullshit. But he made a really good point. He was like, when you guys were growing up and wanting to play in the NBA and win a championship and do all these big things, you didn't want to do it for an owner. You wanted to do it for yourselves and for your family and for your teammates. And I'm like, you know what? That's right. So we ended up all talking about it. We ended up playing. And he was like, if there's anything y'all going to do before the game, just let me know so I could be aware. We didn't do that. we didn't do that. We all wore like these black either armbands or some tape around your arm, and then we flipped our shirts inside out, so it was just blank. Because we didn't, that wasn't a representation of the Clippers that we wanted to, go out there and promote. And Doc was pretty pissed about it. He was just mad because
nobody told him.
Exactly. He was getting questions about it, like, Doc, what's going on? But yeah.
I mean, that has to be one of the toughest spots an athlete has ever been in.
I've never had to deal with anything like that.
That was
you
tough.
know what I'm saying? Like, so I commend y'all.
Dude,
that's amazing.
After the breakfast meeting, we going, back to the elevators to go to the room. Dude is in the hotel.
Oh,
by the elevators, he was like, "What's going on, guys? You ready for the night?" And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I just kept it moving. But I'm like, dude, don't even know.
He has no idea.
Is oblivious to either. I know somebody told him that it came out.
1,000%.
But he probably just thinking, oh shit, it don't matter. Like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing,
Jeez.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if some shit came out that I said and I didn't want anybody to hear, I'm not going outside.
No, and you're definitely not gonna be
I'm gonna just be like, please, somebody else fuck up so this could blow over.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be out like, hey guys, what's going on? Like, I didn't just say this shit about anybody.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Man,
it was crazy.
that is wild. So C and I, we did a pod the day after Kobe passed away with Jay Williams, and it was cathartic almost for us. I feel like just being able to kind of like talk about it and remember. You obviously, you're a Staples guy. Like, any particular kind of stories being around him or
man, like, fuck that's it's to me. I don't feel like it's real. You know what I'm saying? But obviously it is. It's just when you think about Kobe, you think about him getting through anything, and no matter what it was, like even when he tore his Achilles, you kind of like, oh, he go bounce back like this, that's just, as a kid growing up, you like, he's an animal, and this, so for me, that's really tough. But just being able to share the same arena with him for all the years that I did, playing against him 4 times a year, them kicking our ass early on in my career, and then us kind of flipping that a little bit once we got some more talent in there with us. I'll never forget, man. My rookie year, I played against those guys, and I had obviously we got our ass kicked, but Chris came and I think was hurt, and I ended up starting that game, and I played well. I was dunking everything, blocking shots and shit. And after the game, he came up to me, he dapped me up. He was like, "Yo, young fella, man, you a hell of a player. I like what you're doing out there. You're a beast, man. Keep going. You're gonna be a great player in this league." And I was like, "Oh shit." Oh shit. Then that hit me. Like, when I'm just talking about it, it makes me kind of emotional a little bit, because it's like he could have talked to anybody else on our team. You know what I'm saying? But for him to talk to me, I was like, damn, like Kobe talked to me, like, and told me, it gave me a compliment.
Yeah.
So, and that was huge. I called my brothers right after. I'm like, yo, Kobe talked to me after the game. And they was like, what'd he say? And I'm like, so I'm trying to be, I'm like, yo, chill. Like, damn. Like, but they was like, what'd he say? And I told them, and they was like, damn, for real, you said that shit? I'm like, yeah, man. So for me, like, that shit stuck with me. And every time we played against him, like, he was always like, all right, I'm gonna go at your ass today. You better not switch on me. And I'm like, I'm gonna lock that shit up. So it was just always that type of banter. But I knew that, he was always supportive of, young players who really went after it. And that was I'll never forget that shit, man.
That's a great story.
That's just who he was, like, to this generation of hoopers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think he saw himself in a lot of guys that went hard, like, especially young guys, because that's what he was for a long time.
Because he knew, like, as a young player, he didn't take no shit. So for him to see other young players come in like that, probably players that he tried to punk or whatever, and they kind of like, go back at him, I'm sure that shit was cool for him to see too. Like, so. Fuck, I miss him. That's crazy.
That's a great story, man. There's no obviously good way to segue off Kobe and what everyone's feeling in regard to that. But, speaking of being a vet and seeing a younger player, you got to play, half a year with Luka. Did you, it's been amazing seeing him this year. I know he's dealt with the ankle recently, but like, I mean, was this a dude who, as soon as you watch him, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
wait.
he was a killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer.
Like, just like this guy's going to be so special.
Yeah, like the shit that he was doing last year, regardless if he's been a pro since he was 14. Like, so he has an advantage, but still, like the shit that he was doing last year when he was 19 is just it's ridiculous, bro. Like 6'7", so he a big dude. His IQ is up there. His vision is crazy. He can shoot the hell out of the ball. He's skilled. He's not fast. He's not trying to rush into anything. So to see a young player poised like that and not like, damn, I got to hurry up. He's like, nah, like I'm cool. Like I can get into what I need to get to because if I ain't got to be faster than you, but I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm skilled. And he just had fun with the game, man. Like, and he's a teenager. He was a teenager, so like, he after he get his work in, we practice. He get his work in for a couple hours after, and then go home and play fucking Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, like other people trying to get to where he's at, younger players, and it's just a talent, man. And for me, being a big guy, I was very happy with him, because I'm like, shit, if he ain't got nothing, I know he throwing it up to me. So just seeing him progress, man. And we always talked about, him being Rookie of the Year last year. And then I'm like, Rookie of the Year, then All-Star, MVP, whatever it's going to be. We talked about that shit. So for him to, reach those things now is great. And I can't wait to see what he does, later on in his career.
DeAndre, real quick. First of all, you've been amazing. We appreciate all the time.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
How about being in New York? Any food spots you love yet that you've been to that
well,
you like?
I'm plant-based. I'm vegan. So,
that's right.
Nice.
That changes it.
Yeah.
ABC Vegan.
ABCV. I love
that spot's
Bomb
great.
pancakes.
That spot is
Bomb
fantastic.
pancakes.
Yeah.
Bomb pancakes.
Where else? What are the other good vegan
I like
spots?
PS Kitchen.
Okay, cool.
I like Blossom.
Yep.
It's good.
Yep.
Bar Verde is good. Plant Food and Wine. I got a ton of spots, man.
Cece's done like the raw vegan for a little while.
Oh, that's tough,
days, bro. It was so hard.
I know that's tough. That got to be tough.
Hard. It was crazy. But
I can't go there. I can't go that far.
Man, it was good. I think I could do plant based.
Yeah,
but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and when I did it, it was the worst time to do it. Like, because I did it right after the season.
This year?
No, 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in April.
Okay,
and. Usually right after the season, like 2 weeks, I'm eating
whatever, everything,
late night, whatever it is. Like I'm picking up, and I did it, and I was like, this was fucking. And it was for like a week, and I'm like, man, I really want to order some Wingstop right now. This is some bullshit, But I was like, damn, maybe I could just stop and then just like be vegan again next week after this weekend. But I just stuck with it, man.
And you've stuck with it since.
Yeah.
Have you fallen off the wagon at all?
I have.
Snuck in a burger?
Accidentally, I have fallen off the wagon. Like I went to a restaurant one time and I'm like, yo, we're gonna get these, but whatever. And they're like, oh, you have any dietary restrictions? And I'm like, oh no, we just plant based, we just vegan. And they're like, oh, well, that has cheese in it. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, no.
I done came here 4 times already and ordered the same thing because it's great. And I'm like, that's why I was ordering because they had a little cheese in it.
Yeah, it's great because it has cheese in it.
Yeah, and
man.
I'm like, other than that, like, nah. I've been
what about on
solid.
the road? Like
on the road, it's tough. But like I said, here they do a great job of making sure that I have stuff to eat and then recommendations of restaurants and all of that. But in certain places, like, it's tough.
Like, it can't be easy in OKC.
Or Texas.
Or Memphis, where it's like
barbecue.
When I said I was going vegan, my family was like, you all right? Like I grew, I'm Texas barbecue, everything. So they was kind of like, something you want to tell us? Like, you sick? What's going on? Whatever. Well, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I want to just change my shit up. But it's been great. It's been good for me. Yeah.
That's dope.
You know what? And you're into keto right now.
Right now I'm into keto.
I brought you a keto snack too. I'll give it to you after the pod.
Nice.
Yeah, man. You like that? I'm glad we got to get together 2 men who have both been Jedi bobbleheads this year. DeAndre and you both this year Jedi bobbleheads.
I love it.
I have them both on my
young
desk.
Padawans.
That's it. Young Padawans. DeAndre, thank you so much for doing this,
Thank
man.
you guys, man.
Appreciate
I appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you, DeAndre.